بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب زدني علما.
Now, next thing we have something called extended service set. Now, in the previous sections, we have discussed something called independent basic service set, where you connect two devices without access point. And then we have seen something called a BSS, where you do have an access point, and that access point is providing the connectivity. But again, the problem is, what if you want to extend your wireless network? Like here in this example, let's say this is my access point, and this is the coverage area of that access point, and maybe I have a building. Maybe let's say if you take an example of any hotel where you have multiple floors, and I want to connect the users in different floors as well, or maybe in your business, or it can be in a hospital, or maybe you have multiple buildings within your campus. Now you want to provide the connectivity to each and every floor, so which means you are going to install an access point in each and every floor, right? At the same time, you need to ensure that these access points are using the same SSID. So probably because I want to make sure that the user, even if he's moving from one floor to another floor, so he still should be a part of the network and he still should get access to the network. So that kind of setup, we call it as extended service set. And the extended service set will be using two or more than two access points to provide the LAN connection, to provide the wireless LAN connection within the large coverage area. So because one access point may not provide or may not cover the entire building, so you need to install multiple access points in that building. So we need to add so that we can extend the coverage area, and that's why we call it as extended service set. Now, with the help of extended service set, we are allowing the clients to move from one access point to another access point, and they can still be a part of the network. Like I said, an example, this is, let's say this is floor 1 and this is floor 2, and we have multiple floors. So when the person is moving from let's say on the 5th floor and is moving to the next floor, maybe 4th floor, he still should be a part of the network. So within your building or within your campus or within the hospital, whatever the setup you have. So we need to provide, the user should be connected and he should be a part of the network. And when he's moving from one access point to another access point, he will be automatically connected to the nearest strong signal access point automatically. So this provide a roaming kind of facility for the user within your company network. Now again, when the access points are placed in different geographical locations, they all are interconnected through the switch infrastructure. Again, when you have multiple access points, again, you will be providing the connectivity to this by using some kind of centralized switch infrastructure or the backbone network. And one more thing we need to know, that all the devices should be part of the same network. They must be using the same SSID. So the SSID remains the same, whether you are connecting to any access point, which means all these access points are configured with the same SSID. So when the user is moving from one access point to another access point or one region to another region, it still be a part of the network because this SSID already connected, already it is configured to connect to that particular SSID. Now one more last thing is like every access point. So when we are using multiple access points, each access point is identified by its own MAC address, and technically we call this as basic SSID. That's what, and that is going to be used to identify the access point to which it is connected, and so that it can be differentiated.